Good evening, everyone. So, with how much talk I've been doing about personal empowerment and getting ready for 2026, I've noticed that, you know what? We need to do something a little bit more fun. And because I'm a little overdue for making some new oils anyway, you guys are joining me in my kitchen for making kind of a quick and dirty personal use type of 2026 blessing oil. And the nice thing is that most of the stuff you already have at home. Thing one, a nice little saucepan of water, because if you're going to make some oils at home, a double boiler, if you don't already have one, making one with pot of water and a nice recycled jar, excellent option. Now, you're probably thinking you need a special type of oil to be able to make all this. Actually, not really, because everything I'm going to show you, you can get at the grocery store. And one of the things that I like to use as my carrier oil is actually grapeseed oil, because it has next to no smell. So for those of us that are a little sensitive to smells, no worries. And even better, it actually doesn't really stain the clothing all that much like many other oils do. Now, as far as we're going to be putting in this oil, again, all stuff that you can actually get at the grocery store, like garlic. Garlic is an excellent protection, and let's face it, with the world we live in, protection is a yes please. Another thing that's a yes please is actually prosperity, which bay leaves, and luck. Prosperity and luck are not necessarily the same thing, and you can actually use anise seeds for those. And if you like to use star over seed, hey, you do you, boogaboo. Now, another thing that's also necessary for 2026 is intuition, right? A little bit of rosemary, long way. And last but not least, something that may sound like intuition but is totally different, wisdom. And the only thing you need for that is a little bit of sage. And once we have all of our ingredients together, it really all depends on you on how much oil you want to make. But because we're going to be making a small batch, I'm going to put our jar a little bit more up front here. 2 shakes while I find a way to raise this little guy up. Recycling may or may not be a huge thing in my house. If it can be reused, it usually gets saved. But first thing we're going to put in our jar here is a little bit of rosemary. Then we're going to throw in the anise. And all of this can be entirely up to you on how you measure it. I legit strictly go by full-blown, looks about right type mindset. Get some of that sage in there. And garlic. Might be time to buy some garlic here soon. Come on. Well, that might be a bit much garlic, but apparently I need a lot of protection next year. Honestly, I wouldn't doubt it. And last but absolutely not least, our bay leaves. Now, with how I am, I kind of go off of numbers. So I'm going to put 1 in for each month of next year. So that was 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now, once you've got all that in there, what you're going to do is open up your oil. And what you're going to do is you're going to pour in just enough to cover your herbs. All right. Now remember how I said this was kind of the quick and dirty option, and one of the reasons that that is the case is because you probably think that in order to make this actually seem proper, it's going to need to cook forever, right? To a degree, you would be correct. But again, I said that this was a double boiler, right? So we're actually going to have this cook for about 2 hours, and then we'll come back and get the rest of it. All right, guys, so it's been 2 hours. We're going to stir this guy up just a little bit, and be careful when you touch your jar because it may be a little hotter than you can handle. I've actually had this turned off for a minute so I could start kind of handling it just a little bit here. And also, I'm giving it a nice, good, solid stir about, kind of loosen things up, which I definitely recommend you do because, hey, when you're double boiling something for 2 hours, you want to stay close by, kind of check on it now and again, stir it up a little bit, make sure things are meshing about. And just to make sure that I can fully pick this up, because, you know, light touches are one thing, actually grabbing is a whole other ball game in itself. But as you can see, the oil is definitely darker because all of the properties of those herbs that we put in earlier are now infused in it. And I'm actually going to be moving this guy off of the heat for now so that, you know, it can finish cooling and I don't have to worry about glass doing anything crazy and weird. And afterward, the only thing that you really have to do once it's cooled down fully and, you know, at least room temperature, all you have to do is just put your cap back on and keep it in a nice dark place for storage. It's usually good for about 6 months. But say you're someone with sensory issues, not a big deal. Just do like we did before, but in a container that you don't plan to store it in. And then grab a nice little mesh basket here. And what you're going to do is you're actually going to strain the herbs out so that all you have is the oil. And the nice thing is that you can just get one of those from the Dollar Tree. But one last thing before we go. 2 hours is, like I said earlier, the quick and dirty version. If you want something that is definitely more heavily infused, I'm not going to lie, for anything that I make to sell or gift, if it's for anyone not me, I do actually go a full 8 to 10 hours of actually double boiling that oil. Does it sound like a lot and it sounds like some work? Yes, it does, but that's when it's a great day that's already a house cleaning kind of a day, so you can actually do that throughout your entire day. And it actually stores for even longer than about 6 months, which makes it even more awesome. And as far as where you can use this beautiful oil at, quite literally, obviously check a small patch of your skin before putting it on you, but I always put mine on actually both of my inner wrists, and I also put it at the base of my neck. Why? Couldn't tell you, just something I've always done, and it always seems to work out pretty good. But other places, because it's a 2026 blessing oil, could be around your desk. Just kind of put a couple little drops around in your car, if you're one of those that has frequent car troubles, or really just anywhere that you can put a little bit in and know that you have blessed it. But until next time, have a fabulous time cooking your new oil. I know that you'll love it, and I will see all of you tomorrow.